There are fears that an Omicron variant has breached Hong Kong's line of defense against COVID. A Cathay Pacific pilot suspected of catching the variant tested positive while serving home quarantine. Around 160 neighbours returned negative tests overnight, but experts warn that the scare is far from over. Isaac Lee with the details.
As soon as the lockdown was lifted at 7 a.m., residents of Cheung Hing Building left home for work. But to be released, they must produce a certificate showing they had tested negative for COVID. None of the 160 residents of the Yau Ma Tei building who were tested overnight returned a positive result. But as an extra precaution, cleaners were sent to disinfect nearby streets. It was business as usual for shops and eateries in the busy area, except for this congee and noodle restaurant. That's because it has served the COVID patient who authorities fear may have caught the Omicron variant. The patient is a 36-year-old Cathay Pacific cargo pilot who returned to Hong Kong on Monday following a weekend duty call to the United States. He was declared COVID-free upon arrival, but a subsequent test on Wednesday discovered that he was infected with the N501Y strain. A detailed lab test of his gene sample revealed a mutation known as T478K, which is linked to Omicron. Authorities are now conducting whole genome sequencing to verify their findings. In an interview with HKIBCNews, respiratory disease expert Leung Chi-Chiu said if the man does have Omicron, there's a good chance the variant has entered the community. The coming 14 days will be crucial in observing whether the highly infectious variant was passed on, he concluded. Leung pointed out one of the possible modes of transmission was the drainage system, especially if the building was aging. According to records, the palace residence on Pitt Street was built in 1966. The doctor also called on the government to review quarantine exemptions granted to aircrew members. He suggested that all aircrew undergo at least 2 weeks of quarantine upon arrival. Isaac Lee, HKIBC.